Hello, my name is Brian. I am a former Embry Riddle IP flight instructor. I flew the Seminole Twin when the Seminoles were the Twin, not the Diamond. And I accumulated all my hours at the university. Went out into the southern community and became a victim of hate crime. I actually got chased back up north. Okay, to make a long story short. And up here in Pittsburgh, where I live currently on Earlham Street in Pittsburgh, PA, which is off by Crafton Heights actually, up on top of the hill, I get harassed all the time for years and years now, and it keeps me from getting my act together at all, because I'm making the sacrifice that I did in Christ and going to school and becoming a pilot of IP. My thought process requires just a tad bit of time, and if somebody threatens to shoot you and prevents the police somehow from taking a report from you and then continues to harass you, all a person has to do is continuously slam a door outside of your home while you're in your room trying to sleep, and that will prevent you from ever having the nerves to do so much as even read a book. So I'm a victim of crime, hate crime, and harassment up here in Pittsburgh. And I mean any book. I cannot read anything at all. I can barely go back into my flight manual, just as a refresher and a reminder of how my mind actually processes information. And people know that if they distract a guy like you, that there's nothing you can do about it. So all I need is a police report. And people also know what your family will do when they try to help you. Or rather, when people try to take advantage of your situation. I was drugged before my grandmother's funeral. Somehow, my cousin was made to participate in this, and he had just come up from Florida too. I was sent up to the funeral at Our Lady of Perpetual Help Catholic Church, and imagine this. After you finally get a chance to meet up with your family, your cousin, and you need to talk to him about all this stuff, your cousin comes on to you. I mean, she comes and stands suddenly very close to you and lowers her hair down submissively. After your mom's side of the family drugged you, put a drug in your drink or something, using your you being the oldest male, having gone through the sacrifice and going to the university, using the other next oldest cousin to bring you to a place where your other cousin and some people you don't even know can administer some drug to you. And then you go up to this funeral, and there your cousin comes on to you suddenly. And since you don't really know what to say about this, they start the funeral on you at the same moment. And since you don't really know what to do and literally almost fall over now because this is so shocking to you, and hoping that if you tell anybody they won't believe you. It's a form of abuse that takes place in the church. There's nothing you can do after that. It's been 2 years since they did that. And then when I went back down to the Ohio Valley, where I was drugged before going up to the church in Aurora, Ohio, where this took place, this abuse of both my cousin and me, and members of the family wanting to participate in what fallout for their benefit. And this is a lot of abuse that's been done to me as a flight instructor from Riddle. Somebody who's done and made the sacrifice growing up as a Christian child in the church and then abused in this way. So I need your help. Also down at St. John's Catholic Church in Bellaire, Ohio, after that, my cousin Shanna Hathaway, sitting in a pew that was all the way filled with people that you don't know, and some people that you do, and some that are related to you, having your family do this to you, asked me for a story about 9/11 too. And I never tell flying stories, but I was flying on 9/11. I was in a Mooney, and then she comes on to you, using her breast, kind of like pushing it up into your view. And everybody gets up and leaves as if there's something wrong with you when they do that to you. That traumatizes you too. honestly, the only way to heal from this kind of abuse after a couple years go by is to actually go through with the proper, being the oldest cousin and them doing this to you and trying to hurt themselves, these self-inflicted wounds. And there's people down south that we still need to help, and they do this to you. So I need your guys' help to straighten all this out. There's other videos on here. And please, we need police reports on the harassment that takes place to members of the community when they come back up north. We need police reports on what people are doing in these churches, and we need to do something to rectify the abuse that took place in the sanctuary. Unfortunately, that actually involves marrying your cousin if you're going to do it right. I don't know what else to do. And I don't know how we can do that without help from people who are right-minded, people like you. So let's do something here so that people who graduate from the university don't have to live in fear and have the rights that all the Americans are afforded to them in being Christians as well in Christ.